Hello and welcome to my video. I am just reflecting on my year in music 2023 and I hope this is like cohesive enough, but if it's all over the place a little bit, I'm so sorry. I want to get better at like documenting. I'm really good at like filming everything. I'm not good at like writing everything down because I've always like filmed it and I just want to get better at writing things down as I go so I don't like forget when it comes to like a video like this. But I just have clips on this video from the beginning of the year through the end of the year, just random things from every day that I went in the studio or I was songwriting. So some things I got to do this year, definitely, obviously still working with Kevin in the studio. That hasn't changed since this is the 5th year that we will have been working together. It'll be 5 years in May for 2024. So this was our first full year in the new studio, so that was cool. And we have just done so much, and we have found new ways of doing things. And I like to joke and tell Kevin that he's my therapist. So, because music is therapy, and I am working on songs that deal with mental health. But yeah, so shout out to Kevin for putting up with me and also just being my cheerleader and helping me craft all of these songs. Like I'm so excited for it to come out. And I did get to work with Adam more this year. At the beginning of this year we worked on some stuff, and he has some guitar parts on I think at least like half the songs that I've been working on. So that's really exciting, and it's always really cool to get his input because the things that he comes up with, and like a lot of them like on the spot after like just hearing the song and then almost immediately recording it perfectly or like within like a couple of takes is just like, it's still mind-blowing to me. And so it's just always cool when I can get his input because he'll always create something that me and Kevin can't. And not to say that we don't come up with good stuff, but it's just cool. Like the collaboration of it all is really cool, and I'm really happy with that. Again, you should definitely follow him because he's also working on his own music, and he's just extremely talented. So you should definitely follow him and get on that. Like, be one of the people that's there at the beginning, you know what I mean? In May of this year, I went to a business classes for like music. There was like various speakers and things like that. I've gone to a few of those throughout the years here, and it's always like a good boost of inspiration. And I remember from this one, there was stuff that I did take away, but I also took away that there are things that I already know, and it's kind of like that imposter syndrome kind of thing, like thinking that I'm not good enough, or I don't know things, or I just don't know what other people know. And going to that event kind of solidified that I know a lot of things. I know more than I think I do, and so I think that was also very helpful to do that. This year, I've also worked a lot more in Logic Pro. If you don't know what Logic Pro is, it's basically the upgrade of GarageBand on like Apple computers. It's a music software. And I've been having a lot of fun writing stuff in there, and I've been challenging myself more this year to write more instrumental on my own, just kind of see where I can get with it. I do like having the collaboration aspect, but I also want to try and see how far I can challenge myself to do it, and it's been really, really cool. And I've started creating something, at home, and then brought it into the studio, and then we've added to it, and then I've also added stuff to that back at home and then bring it back. So there's just a lot of different ways that I'm trying to learn and incorporate doing stuff on my own, because I love being part of the whole process, and I just want to see how far I can go with it. I also worked with a musician, his name is Taylor, in July, and he was really fun to work with. He does a lot of performing in Nashville, and he also does other recording projects and things like that. And he was like really super nice, so that was a lot of fun. Sarah joined the team in September, I believe, and Sarah had come to my sessions like on and off for a while, and so it was really great to get Sarah in the studio, and just having them there like all the time is like amazing. So I also found new ways of like recording in the studio, finding ways to like create harmonies in the studio, and doing like little practice like right in the booth, and then doing it right on the spot. So I'm finding new techniques and things that are helping me, but I'm also like, I feel like there's less of a learning curve than when I started. So there's more tools in my toolbox, I guess you could say. And so I'm really happy with all I've been like doing from that. From my voice lessons this year, I've definitely learned a lot, and this is kind of also one of those things, kind of like the music event that I went to, is I will bring in like a kind of thing that I want to do in a song, and we'll do like an exercise that's like similar to that, and I'll find out that like I am completely capable of doing what I want to do. It's just trying to like get out of my head, I guess, a little bit, but it's also really helpful to get that validation to be like, hey, you actually are capable of doing it. You just need to, relax, practice, and you can do it. So that's been really helpful. And then I also filed for an LLC in 2023, late 2023. So I'm going official. I'm trying to really take this next release extremely seriously, because I've worked so hard on it and it means a lot to me, and I feel like it's the first music that I've done that's like more deliberate and more me, and not just trying to figure out what I'm doing. Of course, the beginning of these projects there was kind of still like learning things, but these songs are definitely different than the music that I have out. So I'm so excited. And then the last thing is continually working on my mental health has helped extremely, and working on my health in general, because I've struggled for many years, and just I've been working on it consistently and just trying to learn things and take time, and it helps so much, and I'm gonna keep continuing to do that, and it's been really helpful. And so this year has just been like so amazing. Like you don't really think about all the things you've done until you like look back on it. So I highly recommend doing that. And I'm really glad that I record as much as I do, like record the actual like footage of me in the studio or songwriting or anything like that, because it just kind of shows me like, hey, you are putting in the work. And so I can, feel like I'm actually really, really trying, and I am. And I just want to thank all of you who have been following along, whether you've been following for a while or just recently. It means a lot to me, and as I said in my 2024 goals video, my goal for 2024 is to start releasing. So thank you so much for following me in 2023, and let's see what this next year brings us.